Hi everybody, I am Julia Flynn-Worry and I'm going to show you a mindme tutorial on how to find a campaign, set it up, and then resend it once you've sent it once, which is something that I do quite often. So I'm going to share my page with you and I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you have a campaign that you have already created, that means that you will have also already have a list in place and you've already created a page, and you would go to campaigns, the tab here. You could hit new campaign to create a new campaign. You'll notice just like when you create a new page, it asks you to name it. And it comes up with new message so that you know that it's not a new page. If it were a new mobile page, it would say new mobile page. So you could call this sample campaign. Whoops, sample cample. Sample campaign right there. Wonderful. And then you would start here from message, and then down here are some links you can insert. I want you to draw attention to the fact that as you type, your message is actually going to appear here. You'll also notice that at the end of the from line, here's the from line, you'll notice that there's a colon. That does not disappear. I'm drawing it to your attention because you can use that as however you wish, but that colon is always going to appear. So what I usually do is instead of putting from Julia, I actually put the beginning of my message here. So my favorite message to start with is need to ask a favor. And you'll notice again that right over here on the right-hand side, need to ask a favor appeared, and the colon is there. Also, reply stop to cancel will always appear. We don't remove that and it doesn't get removed. And we are so happy that that's there and that we don't have to remember to put that in. The company provides that. You're also going to notice right here, a 1 credit message is 160 characters. As you type, the number of characters that you've used will appear here. I've used 118 with this message. All right, get you some basic stuff. Need to ask a favor. Hey, this will take just a minute, please, or thanks so much. Say whatever, Julia. And then what I do is I insert either a link to another page, which could be my I decide link. So I would hit link and I would enter my I decide link here, right? Or I could put my link and I could go to YouTube, I could go to my website, I could send them anywhere, right? Or I could send them to another page that I've already created. And I did show you guys earlier the sample page that I created. And what's cool about this, and I don't know if you've ever checked this out, but when you hit that, it opens this screen up and you'll notice that I can thumb through the pages by pressing the arrow here on the right-hand side. Or I can actually enter a word to search. So for instance, survey. I could type in the word survey and it'll show me all the pages that I've created that are survey pages. Takes a minute to load because it's kind of bulky. Here we go. It's just taking a minute. Oh, it's probably taking a little longer because I'm using Zoom. Okay, so it's going to open that. But one of the coolest features about that is that when you're looking at the pages, let's say you have several pages that look quite similar. This is actually an active scroll bar. So I can pull down and I can look and see what that page says to verify that it's the correct page. I love that little feature. That is really cool. So I'm going to pick the page that I want. Health survey, for instance. I click the orange button here to insert it. And what the program will do is it will transform my link into an abbreviated shortened link. So this is TinyMM. Now I want to bring your attention to the fact that it's several characters, right? Because remember, I'm also monitoring how many characters are in the message. But it's very important that you do not edit this link. It's also very important that you just don't enter the link directly. So I don't want to type in https juliaworry.com. And here's why. If I do that, it does not track how many people open that link. And that is crucial information for me. So I always want to use the app's tools that are built in. Can I get a thumbs up on that one from a couple folks? I got a thumbs up. That's real. Good. I got a head nod. Thank you, Linda. Okay, great. Now, you'll notice that it actually added a separate space in there. So I'm going to delete my spaces. I'm going to make my edits. As I make my edits are going to appear on the right-hand side over here. See that? Make my edits. I just typed that in and it appeared. Thanks so much. I'm going to delete that. It deleted from here. Can change this. And over here it appears. Got it? First thing I can do is send a test. If I send a test, I'm going to send that like to my phone. It is going to charge me for a credit. I'm letting you know that it does charge you for a credit. What I normally would do in that case is just hit save and continue. When I hit save and continue, it's going to come to a page that will allow me to choose who I want to save this to, which list. So all of my lists appear here. All of my lists appear here, and I can pick and choose. I could select all. I could hit reset if I selected ones I didn't mean to. I could just pick from my tags, right? So I could just toggle through offers, tags, favorites, lists. This is cool, favorites and not favorites. But I could hit tags. So remember we talked about tags in the last video. This is really important. Here's my sample tag, okay? Okay. People who take supplements. People who clicked You Start. People who clicked Order Kit. Isn't this amazing? People who clicked a link of any kind. Okay. Then I hit save and continue, and it's going to allow me to schedule my campaign. I can either send out my campaign once immediately, or I could schedule out my my campaign to go into the future. It's taking just a second, guys. It's loading, I think. Oh, I didn't pick a list. I didn't pick a list, so it's not going to allow me to save and continue. There we go. Save and continue, right? Has to be a list with some names. Okay, so I can click Send Now. Whoops. Sorry, guys. It wants me to have at least one list with active people in it. There we go. It's saying, Julia, you don't have anybody chosen. All right, save and continue. And then right here, I can either send it immediately, I can send later, I can send recurring. If I do recurring, check this out. Let's say you want to remind people about an ongoing webinar like Tina and Kelly's webinar every single Tuesday at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. You can actually schedule a reminder to go to the same people, the same list. Now, here's an important point I want to share with you all. If you choose a list to send to, and the list changes, like someone opts out or you add someone to the list, because you've chosen the list, those people will be added or deleted based on who's in the list. Is that cool or what? I get a thumbs up on that. That's good, right? That means that you don't have to monitor that. That's really important not to monitor that. Okay, great. Okay, so once you have that chosen and once you schedule it, it's good to go and it's set. You can always go back to the My Campaigns page and delete it if you need to. If you realize, oh my heavens, I've sent this to the wrong list. I've put some misinformation in that document. I put some misinformation in my my text message. Oh, I should edit that again one more time. You can delete it and recreate it pretty easily, okay? But the very important question that our student Linda Ray has asked us was this. The very important question Linda wants to know, and this is a really good question, is this. What if I want to resend a campaign that I have created to either the identical list or a different list, right? Is that your question, Linda? Yes, ma'am. Okay, cool. So This was a draft. I'm going to delete that. I hit the little trash can because I don't want to accidentally send a junk email, a junk text to somebody. But let's say here's a message that I want to send out. The name of the campaign that I sent out last evening at 8 p.m. was called Still Thinking. I want to mail again, text again to this identical list. I can come here and I can hit the duplicate button. The reason I would do that would be to pick up the same list. It would not be to pick up the same message, and it would not be to pick up the same pages. The reason I would duplicate would be to pick up the same list and the same people I sent to. That's the shortcut with that. So I want to send to the same list, but I don't want to use this message. I want to type in a new message. New message goes here. I change the message, I hit save and continue, I go back. The new message, the new page, whatever the new thing is, will go to the identical list. Got that? So let's go back one more time. Let's look at that one more time. If I want to send to the identical list, I will hit duplicate on that. What if I want to send the same message to a new list? Is that a good question? Same message, new list. Okay, cool. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I will open up the campaign. I just open it up. I'm not duplicating it. I'm doing the same thing I would do for a mobile page. I open it up, and again, it takes me to the administrative page of the campaign. On the right over here is my message. I can simply copy it. What did I say? I'm going to copy it, highlight it, right click, hit copy. That's my message. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to create a new campaign with that message in it, and then I'm going to select the list that I want to send to. Paste it in there. Got it? So, really important, new campaign is for a new message, a new list, an old message to a new list, a new message to an old list. But if I duplicate one, that will automatically pick up the same people that I've already messaged to. Yes, I could use the copy button, but what I was explaining, Mr. Proximity, was that I want to change. Yes, you could absolutely do. You could use the copy button and you could change the list of who you want to go to. But I do think that mentally it helps me to maintain some clarity if I create a new campaign for a new list and a duplication of a campaign, changing the message if I want to send to an exact duplicate list. But yes, Mr. Proximity is totally right. You could always use the copy button and change who you want to send to, or who you want the message to be, or what you want the page to be. For instance, you might keep the identical message every single time you do a send out, but have it go to a different destination, a different mobile page, a different website. I decide one time, mind me another time. So that's really important. So what I currently would recommend, and what I have found to be the most auspicious, is to send out your text messages between 7 and 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 4 and 6 p.m. Pacific Time. I have found that to be the best time, and that is if you're sending out to people on the East Coast, the West Coast, or in Hawaii. I've definitely found that to be absolutely the best. I do want to show you one thing, but I'm going to make a new video. If you would like to see how to read the campaign administration page, I will do that in my next video. I will also show you tags in another video. Thanks so much for joining us.